Okay.
Look, it's on my face.
See, I told you it would. Cats are flipping going crazy. All right, here we are. Sunday. How did somebody like my post when I Sunday. 1:46 live at 1:46 p.m. That sounds even worse than 6:21 last night. Okay. I don't like that I'm not seeing any of the stuff up there again.
No, you aren't, because it's not there.
Let's pause for the calls.
Oh, okay.
The magic lantern is not working.
Getting my paleo update for the day.
Here we go again. Oh God, really?
Ooh.
Why
Wait.
gotta be all short and stuff?
Did you hit record on that?
Thought I
I
did.
don't think you did.
Thought I did.
Because the normal stuff isn't up there.
Thought I did.
Majungasaurus.
Yeah. There you go. Now all the magic lantern stuff is up there.
I thought I did.
Majungasaurus.
I thought I did. All right, chair. Work with me here. That's not working.
He's from
All right.
Madagascar.
Okay. We're set up. Karen, sit up. Be tall like a tall person.
Sorry, I was looking
I
at
know,
the
be
dinos.
tall. That's what I'm saying. Because you're.
I'm short, dude.
I think you may have to go that way, and Daddy, you may have to come in this way a little. It's kind of off right now.
I like how you say it's kind of off,
Yeah, so then
but it's your big giant legs in the way.
no.
See?
There.
All right. Okay, so new
on that
setup.
Christmas.
New setup. I don't know what setup this is.
Setup
53.
number.
This is setup number, yes.
8,
No.
9.
No.
Yes.
This is a new setup.
53.
Almost not 53.
66.
This is the slim down setup.
Can't keep going higher.
I don't know what to call it, but it's definitely slim down.
What is your camera? Oh. Ah.
The barn doors aren't on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that,
Why
huh?
does your camera look so weird?
Yeah, why
You
does
can
it
see the
look?
whole
Why
thing.
can I see the camera? And here we are on Sunday with an actual coffee chat with coffee.
Not with water this time.
Not water, not tea, coffee. Life is good.
Your Hugo de Vida out of your Tigger cup.
Yes. Hugo de Vida out of the ticker cup just after I brush my teeth. All right.
That's not good.
Oh wait.
Why? Why are we waiting? No. No. No.
Do your thing,
You can
Chicken
you can put it
Wing.
here. You can
Do-
put it
do
here.
your-
Don't put that on.
Do your
It
thing.
looks really bad.
I think this is probably gonna be the last time you can put it on
No,
because
this
it's like
the last time he could put it on was like long
Balls.
ago. This is awful. No.
give it a
No.
quarter turn
No.
for more.
No.
I'm gonna give it a quarter turn for maximum dopeness.
No. There is no dopeness here. Not at all. This is just maximum. See? This is the kind of stuff that I gotta deal
See,
with.
you could make this.
If I could
thumbnail.
video my students at
You could make
school
this the thumbnail.
and this, then everybody would understand why all the hair's falling out.
You could make this the thumbnail. This would get people to click
Click what?
the video.
Click the off button on their computer? Yes,
No.
they would. They would be like, power,
Oh my
turn it
God.
off. Look at
No.
this ridiculousness.
I'm
That's
sorry,
the
but I
problem.
think it's hysterical.
You know what we do need is we actually do need to make some thumbnails because we don't have
You don't have thumbnails.
we don't have any thumbnails. We're just using essentially whatever YouTube chooses to grab, and when we do it on the audio only, and we post to YouTube, that's just essentially a static picture.
Right.
Well, when I upload things, like when I upload videos, especially for the Growing Up Expat episodes, I always use their logo as the thumbnail.
I know, that's what I'm saying. We need to
You
make
need to make a thumbnail.
we need to make actual thumbnails for our episodes
Yeah.
because then the thumbnail can say something about what the episode's about.
Right.
That's what we need to do. So we have to get Aaron on thumbnail watch
Oh, why me?
Because
because you
Thumbnails.
care.
usually
Because I so don't care about thumbnails, but you'd care.
Can't even
And
get into Photoshop.
you'd go what?
You need to sign in. The
Um,
Adobe. I don't know your information, so I can't sign in.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Let's just say it.
Well,
Because you know, if you just ask,
you did all of it.
if you just ask, I could have given it to you long ago.
Okay. Well, I need to sign into it because I can't get to
Yeah, we need.
Photoshop.
And there's now the new thing, which it's Rush. I think it's called. Yeah, where you can do better video editing on the phone. I kind of like the Filmora on the phone though. It's really not bad.
I just use my computer.
And then I
It's
use
meant
the
for a phone. It's not meant for an iPad.
like these podcasts where it's the video, Sunday coffee chats. These I cannot use in Filmora for some reason.
Are they too long?
No. They slow down the video and keep the audio the same. I don't know what that is, but it does it only when I record here. But then, and so I have to use Photoshop to edit those videos, basically putting that audio with that picture. And
You
then
said that audio, but can they see the cat on the table?
they've seen it before. It's been in the shop before. I just took it out today. I was trying to get closer to us, which I'm sure they don't appreciate because closer to us is probably not making them feel so happy.
Why, we've got Handsome Man here with his
Oh,
crazy hair.
That's gonna make them feel really?
Wait.
No, don't wait. Don't wait.
You know it's got a hole in it now, right?
Stop. You're just tearing it up. If you want to keep it, you should not put it on your head again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just lay it on the table or something. Yeah, that made it worse.
I didn't put it on. I just sat it on
God.
top of my head.
I think you need an update. You need an upgrade.
From our Benchy hat?
His. Let's go with his.
Yeah, his. It says
Because,
Aaron too on it.
oh God. Anyway, so what are we talking about today? I know we have lots to talk about, right?
Merry Christmas.
What?
We just put up Christmas decorations.
Yes, you did, and you have more to do.
Yeah, because Daddy said he's not
Because
helping
I'm
me
not
upstairs.
doing it.
What?
I'm not doing it.
I did all this stuff downstairs.
Welcome to your life.
But, then I put stuff outside.
Remember. Grab Keegan. See, you let Keegan sit downstairs, playing and doing other things, when you could be doing other stuff, so that she could help you get things done. But then she is smart and she goes to sleep, and then you get stuff.
Is she smart or is she narcoleptic?
Both.
All right, well.
Because there have been days where she stayed up.
And she didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. So, if you want her help, you need to employ her when she's awake. That's not a big deal, is it, people? No. I think that's the way it should be. So.
I think they lost their twist tie.
I think I'm gonna kill a cat. That's what I think.
Nah, don't kill the cats.
Why not?
Because then you'll have a sad Keegan.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
No, you're not.
Yeah, actually, I kind of am.
And you will have killed a kitten. That would not be good in your karma cup, dude.
Yeah, you see what happened to Ray?
What did I just do?
You created a new note.
Oh no.
Did you just erase something?
Oh no. How could I do that? Notes, come back. Notes.
Do they have a recently deleted file in the notes
No.
now?
But it's there.
Did you highlight everything and then hit a button?
No. Notes. Look, it says it, and it's got something there.
Yeah. Restart it.
Ah.
Oh, you went. You just went too far down.
Okay, we're all better now. I'm trying to just send you these credentials. That's all I'm trying to do, and it won't let me. Oh, that's what it did. It for some reason went all the way down. Okay, we're gonna do that later. All right, so we're gonna work on thumbnails. We're gonna work on some better stuff for the
Knocked over your
YouTubes.
trash can.
Yeah, well,
Is the trash can empty?
it is now.
Now one of them is in it and they're rolling around in it.
Can we kill them now?
No, you
Please.
cannot kill them.
Can I push them outside?
No.
Can I
Don't break your things.
Can I push them outside and never let them come back in the door again? Can I do that?
They're kittens, Aaron. They're doing what they do.
Yeah, but they're not my babies. I don't need them. Can't we just let them go and be free? You know, like live in the wild, like cats do. We can't do that?
I don't think there's a wild around here.
This is the wild. Just let them. This is their world. This is where they were born. Out there.
No.
Let them go.
The answer is no.
You know how they do where they nurse them back to health and they set them free?
Listen, the
Well, that's not
answer
like house
is
cats.
Where does
absolutely
a
no.
feral cat go?
They were feral cats. Their mother was feral and they were born.
That's what I'm saying. So where do they go? They go back to the streets. The mean streets.
No.
The school of hard knocks.
Do you know that Keegan's depression has changed dramatically since she got them?
Okay. We can keep half of one.
Half a one?
She
Don't keep half
she
a
can
cat.
pet it. We could do the what is it called when they stuff them and but you can still pet
Taxidermy?
them. We could do that.
I'm
For
gonna
the love of-
taxidermy the cat.
Yeah, just one.
Dramatic.
No, just one of them.
Half of one.
No, well, you could do half if you're gonna put it on the wall.
Oh my dear God.
No.
Like a Billy Bass and have it like
No.
Sing to Twitch. Have his tail kind of flip.
That's
what's
and-
that cat
Dramatic.
song you were just talking about? You were just talking about a cat song, a cake and cat, or cat eats cake, or something.
If you give a mouse a cookie, if you give a cat a cupcake.
To give a cat a cupcake.
It's not a
You can
song, it's a book.
Oh, I can't sing it. We can set it to
No.
music.
No, it's a book. You don't know that if
I'm
you
saying
give
we can
a
look.
series,
I don't think you understand.
we have them.
Not a preschool teacher. No, I don't know.
Your children had them.
That's nice. They've had lots of things. Aaron's got that itch too. I
don't have an itch.
If you give a
What are you
moose a
talking
muffin,
about?
if you give a moose a muffin,
I don't know why you're looking this up.
I was trying to find the author, Laura Numeroff.
Moose muffin sounds like a bad disease.
No, it sounds like buffalo wings.
Moose muffin?
What did you say? Oh, you said if you give a deer a donut.
Yeah.
It's if you give a dog a donut.
Oh,
Okay.
gosh.
I didn't even know that one existed.
Me neither, but
Oh man, I'm telling you, you guys gotta do something about these cats. Okay,
They'll get old.
what else we got for this coffee chat Sunday? I have a feeling this video is gonna be over by the time I get to the bottom of this cup
That's probably a good
because we
assumption.
don't really have a whole lot to talk about. It's been the NaPodPoMo month, and by the end of the month, you kind of don't have a whole lot to talk about.
Yep.
We did it last year, same problem. We only have what? 5 more days?
5 more days.
Do it again. Almost. So about 5 more days.
Yeah.
So we kind of
like 3 seconds off.
we're in the home stretch. We've got to have interesting things to talk about that are not school. Because I'm sure the people, are tired of hearing about school.
We could do the Twitch thing.
But I don't have anything to twitch about. I mean, I can sit here and twitch, but
Not that.
I don't have anything to twitch about. I still need to do my my vlog. I've only done one. I need to do another.
It's really nice outside today. You should go outside and do it.
Yeah, you should.
You
Well,
should.
you didn't say you should.
I don't have time. I still have things I have to do.
Whatever. You got plenty of time.
No, I'm not even close to being done.
And we're not even supposed to work on Sundays, so
It's 74 degrees right
let's
now.
deal with that.
That's what it is.
Yeah, man, it's nice.
But the air quality
Weather's
is
good.
unhealthy. And I'm wondering
You know
if...
what? We can take it.
No kidding. It says 160 and I'm like,
Yeah,
that's
'cause-
it? That's
yeah,
all
'cause
it
in,
is?
In China, it didn't say unhealthy. It just said step out and you die.
Right. And it was sometimes in the what?
Air
200s,
quality.
300s?
Air quality soupy.
Man, please. And we knew that they were lowballing the number,
Yeah,
right?
they were lying about the
So,
numbers in China.
Come on now.
And it was still real bad.
Right, it was still like you looked out and you couldn't even see the basketball hoop from the court.
This says just unhealthy. In China, it would literally say dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, come on now. Like,
Toxic.
your lungs will look at this air and be like, fresh.
I tried to explain that to someone. I'm like, they said, oh, the air quality is so bad today. And I'm like, but you have blue skies.
Right.
I don't understand what you're talking about. Like, it does not compute.
Does not compute.
Because I haven't felt a bad day here yet as far as pollution goes.
We've had a smelly day. Like, there was some bad smell
but I
in the
couldn't
air.
tell if that was from them painting somewhere because their paint smells like poop. It literally smells like poop. The stuff they use in the school.
Poopy paint?
Poopy paint. Or if it was...
every shade is brown.
That's alliteration.
If it was something else. But, yeah. The one day when they painted the inside of the hallways down below, it smelled like poop. And they painted all the stairwells. It smelled like poop. And I said, what is that smell? And they said it was the paint.
Huh.
So
Well, I mean, I truly haven't seen a bad day yet as far as like pollution, like actual particulate in the air that you see and it looks
And you feel
like that haziness and all that. We haven't seen
we
any
haven't
of
had
that.
any of that yet.
But in Chinaman land, you could wake up in the morning and never open your windows or your door because you could see it as soon as you got up. You'd look out and you couldn't see the buildings over there, and you couldn't see the ground in some cases.
Or we would be sitting, like, there were many times when I would be with the children and they were doing work and I would look out the balcony window and you could see it moving towards you.
Oh yeah, it was coming
and
at you.
I'd like go close the balcony doors while I go close the other stuff.
You get the clothes off the balcony
off the balcony.
because it's whatever that is going to be in your clothes.
Yep, and you're going to smell like it or...
Stank.
Yep, so we don't have that here.
No.
I do have like issues. I noticed last week when it was really, really chilly in the mornings, those 2 or 3 days where it was really, really dry and chilly, like I had a really hard time breathing when I was walking, and I've never had that before.
I think it's just the dryness.
Yeah, probably.
It was funny that we were standing outside doing the traffic duty at the end of the day, and somebody said, "Oh, it's such a hot day today." And I was like, "It's like 70 degrees. This is a hot day?" I was like, "You need to go to Thailand."
Right?
That's all I said is you need to go to Thailand where the sun feels like it's literally sitting on your shoulder.
Yeah, I had parents come in for a meeting last week, and my hands were like popsicles. And of course, they always want to shake your hand and give you a kiss. And I apologized. I'm like, I'm so sorry. My hands are so cold. And they said, "Oh, are you cold?" And I said, "Yeah, it's days like this when I'm wondering why the heck we left the tropics. And then when it starts to get hot
But we didn't
there,
leave the tropics.
well, we are in the same temperature zone.
Yeah, we are.
No, we aren't.
Yeah, we are.
It never gets hot here.
No. We are in the same temperature zone. We are almost in the same latitude.
Okay, we aren't in the
We
same
are not in the same elevation.
I said
That's our problem.
I said we came from southern China where it was 40 Celsius almost year round, just 2 or 3 months of lower than that. And the guy said, "Oh yeah, I've been to China. I didn't like it." I was like,
yeah, but southern China, Hong Kong,
Macau,
Bangkok.
Yeah.
When you're talking about like that particular area, yeah, you're low. You're very low. You're almost at sea level, and you got hotness. I mean, it gets to 60 degrees, and you feel like it's like frigid.
Oh yeah, I remember when our first year in Phuket, we had been there, I don't know, maybe 5 months, and it got down to 74 degrees, and we were all in long sleeves. Uh-oh, that's never a good sound.
No, it just means that I got my sound on.
I didn't get
That's
it.
all. That's all that means.
Oh no, that's a sports one.
I know. Don't be alarmed. Don't be alarmed.
Oh, here it is.
Ukraine says Russia has fired on and seized 3 of its vessels off the coast of the annexed Crimea in an escalation of tensions.
BBC News.
There you go. I look worried, don't I?
Huh?
Don't I look like I am just gonna flip out?
Sir.
That's just not gonna happen.
Hi. I don't share.
Anyway, so
You've been through this.
what else? What else do we have for this Coffee Chat Sunday?
Not much.
Some Rocket League.
Have you been in? We did try to do some.
And your finger was hurting by the end of it.
Been trying to do some. What is it called? My students are very surprised that I have a gaming laptop and
gaming.
and that I use it. I use it for gaming. That's amazing to them, which is funny because what else would you use it for?
Right, you don't get a gaming laptop.
So we did some
right word
Rocket League. What do we call that? Versus me versus Aaron.
That was frustrating.
Aaron was practicing.
Yeah, I practiced before I invited you. So.
Who won the most games?
I think you did. I think you won 3 and I won 2.
Okay. It was really close.
Yeah.
Until my
we
finger,
were tied.
my finger was like my arthritis. I'm gonna start calling this my Sanford and Son finger. My arthritis. I couldn't go. My go finger wouldn't work anymore.
That's the one you hurt when you fell down?
Yes, and it still hurt.
See,
it's still jacked up.
That's why I was confused why you didn't just do this.
I can't do that, man. I don't have the dexterity to be. It's the trigger finger. That's the one you need. You need your trigger fingers on those buttons. For some reason, I got it.
They are called triggers.
That's.
Yeah, I went when I first started playing Doom. I didn't know how to use a controller, so I was like, do I just put all the fingers on everything?
I think you can though. It's
can,
designed for you to be able to
this.
use this and your middle fingers and your index fingers on that controller, so they give you 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons right there.
Yeah.
And then you get your thumbs involved in the rest of it. And then there are controllers that take advantage of the other 4 fingers.
Huh.
There's paddles under the bottom. So yes,
but
you
it's
could.
It's more comfortable for me.
I wouldn't do it because I'd just be button mashing my ass off. And next thing you know, I'd just be
dead.
Aaron has this thing when he's playing games. He likes to like slam on stuff and
no, there's no liking.
Yelling and swearing.
There's no liking.
I know.
Look, man, I'm an old school gamer. If Mario didn't go where Mario was supposed to go, you yelled at Mario so that next time he knew where he went wrong.
Do you slam your hands on the table?
Hell yeah!
What?
Man, please. That's why you try to move all objects away from yourself.
Right. That's why you have the chair, the big. That's why you're wireless.
Yeah, that's why you move
that's the
back.
whole point.
Get away.
So if you get upset and like drop your controller or something, you
don't hurt anything.
You don't hurt anything.
Now sometimes your controller might end up in your TV.
Yeah.
Or in your monitor.
That's a thing.
Don't do that. You're gonna be without a monitor.
Perfect did it.
Huh?
Yeah.
Who?
Dude Perfect did it.
Oh yeah,
they're Madden stereo.
I'm telling you, if you're playing, I mean, you can get truly emotionally involved.
Oh yeah, Cuphead is a great example of that.
I don't have the will to get emotionally invested in a game. The most emotionally invested game I have is Angry Birds. That's it.
Yeah, but
that's just a little frustrating. Like if you don't know.
Yeah, because I don't want to have that.
I
don't play a game to get frustrated. I play a game to relax and be mindless and just chill.
No,
I don't like mindless.
no mindless.
Like
I mean, I there's a place for those games.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm playing Candy Crush, Fallout Shelter.
Yeah.
I used to play Subnautica.
Used to.
I have so many hours of Subnautica.
Did you watch
it's
the
scary.
video?
No. Quiet. Don't talk about it.
There's so many things.
And so I tried.
There's a whole playlist of it.
Quiet.
So much.
So I'm trying to, not play larger games while listening to the news. But see, that's part of our day is listening to the news, some talk radio or whatever, and that's what we do because we're essentially not ever watching TV.
No, I watch TV maybe once a month.
But that's downstairs.
Yeah.
Right.
You see,
Usually
so
when
we're
I'm doing laundry or grading papers or whatever.
right. So that's the thing. That's the big difference. Is the how you consume media, because right now everything is YouTube, maybe Netflix,
Podcasts.
and podcasts. That's all I'm really.
I'm going to say the
doing.
majority of our media is a podcast of some sort.
And maybe one or two YouTube videos, and then on the weekends I usually catch up on a bunch of videos that I didn't watch all week. Because I still, even though we're not watching TV, I still hate waiting for that next video or that next thing. So I like to let them stack up a bit, and then go ahead and
have you watched
a couple of them.
Perfect
I haven't been back to Dude Perfect in a while. I am truly letting them stack up when it comes to Dude Perfect. Dude Perfect,
it's like a monthly thing for you.
I did
not
the same
anymore.
thing
Now
with
it's like a tri-monthly thing.
I do the same thing with the Shan Booty videos.
Who? Shan
Booty. Boodram. I watched her
Did
videos.
you say Shan Booty?
Yeah.
Does that look like Djibouti?
No. Her booty's
Is
better.
Shan
than
Booty
Djibouti.
from Djibouti?
She's from Canada. But I do that with her videos. I stack them up. I'll go maybe 2 months, 3 months without watching them, and then I'll binge watch all of them.
Yeah. Sometimes that's more fun
I do
because
that
you
sometimes.
you can stay like in one thing, and I essentially did that this morning with like the Arrowverse. I hadn't watched any since the first two each show. So then I just go and get them, and then put them in order, which I did yesterday. The order thing we'll talk about later, and then watch them in order, making a playlist in VLC, and then just watch them.
Is that the Jessica Jones?
No,
That's Marvel.
that's Marvel. You just can't get this right.
I can't. I'm sorry, folks.
Arrow is DC.
Arrow.
But what goes-
Supergirl.
Flash.
The
Flash.
DC Legends.
So those are the four that.
Okay.
Are connected.
Let's settle something right now. Since we have video and you're here with us, let's settle something. You remember Law and Order?
Yeah.
Remember the black dude on Law and Order?
Yeah.
Remember that this is way back.
Jesse, what's his name?
Yes, that guy. Him. Remember he was on Rent?
Yep.
Then he's now the stepfather of the Flash.
Cool.
Is he really? That's who that is?
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh, I hadn't seen the other things.
Oh, yeah, he was on Law and Order way back in the day, like way back in the day.
He was there for
a long time.
Never seen
Now-
I don't think I've seen an episode of Law and Order, so.
You know, Law and Order, just as an aside, Law and Order is really good now as a historical document because most of the things that they were taking from the headlines. So if you go back and watch those 80s, 90s
Yeah.
shows,
Yeah.
you're basically seeing history.
History,
You're
yep.
seeing history. I mean, it's fictionalized history.
And it
but you're
tells
seeing
you
history.
right in the
Yeah.
opening that it's taken
It's
from
taken
the
from the
headlines.
headlines.
Huh.
So you could be getting some interesting looks.
And wasn't one of the head district attorney, wasn't he an actual government representative, like senator or
Oh, you're talking about
what's his
the
name?
guy that
Thomas
was in.
somebody or other.
He was an actor,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I forget what his role was in there because he used to come in and out.
He was a
Maybe one of the.
he
He
was
was
like
the district.
the
attorney?
district
maybe,
attorney,
yeah, but he didn't he die?
Yep.
Not a few years ago, but yeah, he was an actor because he was in a bunch of other movies too, and then he did that TV show, and then he, well, of course, was a senator, I believe.
Yeah. I want to
Yeah.
say so.
Okay, so what were you going to clear up?
So let's
Father
clear
of the
this up.
Flash.
Now that you all realize and know who Jesse is, I cannot remember Jesse's last name.
Oh,
I'm sorry,
okay.
Jesse, but everybody knows who you are. Now, he's the stepfather of the Flash, took the Flash in
Yes.
when he was a little boy.
Yes.
Got his daughter. My students seem to think I look just like Jesse. And I keep telling them, I don't look anything like Jesse. See?
What?
See? This is the reaction that you guys need to see. Because I don't look like him.
No,
I don't
you
look
don't.
like him at all.
Not even with the glasses.
Not even with the glasses or the old man hat.
No.
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 Told you.
The nose
No.
shape is different. The
Ah.
face shape is different. The eyes are different.
I don't look like him.
Maybe
At
the
all.
facial hair.
I don't look like him. I'm telling you.
No.
I've been looking at this dude
That's
for
the only thing
Jesse
I could-
L. Martin. I've been looking at this dude since he was on Law and Order.
That's the only thing I can think of is the facial hair that they're
Tell me.
drawing a connection to.
And that you're brown.
Brown.
I mean, you're almost the same shade in this
Sometimes.
photo.
And your hairline isn't in the middle of your head.
I'm sorry. I'm not. No.
'Cause he's got that retreating hairline.
Oh, I do too. But it's retreating from the middle.
You're right. You don't have the LeBron James
LeBron James.
hairline so far back is a backcourt violation.
I'm telling you. No. But if you look back, I don't know.
Maybe when he was younger.
They
Fred
hadn't seen
Thompson.
those though.
Fred Thompson is who we
Fred
were
Thompson.
talking about.
Yeah. They don't know anything about this dude
And he was
back
a
then because
Republican
he
senator.
was super duper young man.
Yeah.
He don't even look like him no more.
Nope.
That's what I see in my head when I see
That's what I'm
you
saying.
out
He
here.
don't even look like that
Did
no
you
more.
show mommy the dude who was in Black Lightning, who was really old? He was
Oh,
from
Bill
Car Wash?
Duke.
Yeah.
Bill Duke is on the new season
Have you
of Black
seen
Lightning. He looked like his
Oh,
head
God.
is sliding away.
Yeah.
Hold on.
All the
It's like-
all the filled in face that he had
Is
back
now
in
drooping
it's now
down
just
to his chest.
because he directed Sister
Oh.
Act 2.
Yeah.
No, that's not even the worst of it.
Now you got to look at it. You got to look
You
at
gotta-
like today picture, a
Yeah.
recent picture of Bill Duke.
Look at Bill
Oh!
Duke. No, that's not not what we're
no,
talking
no,
about.
no, no. That's
Dude,
not it either.
Do Bill Duke in Black Lightning. Do that.
Okay.
Because that's what we're talking about. Because you're not seeing what we're seeing.
Oh, and what's his name is on in Black
Oh.
Lightning now? Mr. Robert Townsend
Really?
as one of the Black Lightning's oldest friends.
He looks like
It
he
doesn't
had.
have like the screenshot of that we saw.
It looks like he lost a lot of weight or something, and that's
Yeah.
why his face is doing a thing. Facelift, dude. It's alright.
No, don't do a
No,
facelift,
don't do
man.
that.
He
He looks like a sad bulldog.
he's what 70 something now,
He's like
I think.
75,
Yeah.
76. Yeah, we looked at that.
It's alright, man. Let it slide away, but it is still funny, especially when you see him as Abdul. And most people.
Oh yeah.
Most people see, and you know what's funny? If you look at him as Abdul's from Car Wash. If you see him as Abdul, he looks like he does now. He doesn't have as many
Yeah,
wrinkles, but his face looks really long and skinny.
Yeah.
But then when he was in Predator, he looks like a big,
Bigger, yeah.
muscular guy, and he's 6'4". I mean, he's a
Right.
big guy. So basically, if you take all of that,
Robert Townsend still looks
weight,
good though.
you take all that weight, and he just loses weight. Then it's just gonna be the skin's gonna be hanging, and that's what he is today.
He's got
today.
them
But he's
jowls.
still got that same voice.
Kind of
Though.
like
His
Al
voice is
Sharpton. He
still
looks really.
strong as hell. Al Sharpton.
Yeah, he just looks really. Since he lost all that
Rev,
weight.
the Rev now.
Doesn't-
Al works out every day. How do I know that? Because his ass is on my Facebook feed every morning
Talking about
after his little workouts, talking, and that shit's cool because then you get a little, hopefully, a little unfiltered Al. Because Al
I
was
don't
the
get
man
the
back
Al
in the
on-
day.
I
Oh,
don't
you
get
gotta
Al
you
on
gotta get
Facebook.
Al, man, because Al will. He sits there with his little headband on and everything, and he
Well,
starts talking to you and stuff.
I don't have Al.
Get you ready for your day, man.
I need Al.
Not kidding. Not kidding. I'm not even trying to promote Al. I'm just.
Wow.
I mean, but yeah, Al does a little. He does a little thing every morning where he
Because
talks.
unfiltered Al is good stuff.
Yeah. And sometimes he'll tell you like what's coming up, like that day, like maybe on his shows or whatever. But he's in the gym.
He's got two of them. He's got. Do you follow Politics Nation or do you follow the Reverend?
I don't even know. Probably the Reverend. You know.
I follow them both.
I know he probably posts on both, but maybe one is
Well, you have-
MSNBC and the other one is him.
You follow the Politics Nation.
There you go.
Because it tells me which ones of my friends follow
See?
which.
There you go. But yeah, get on Al in the morning, man. I mean, you might get tired of listening to Al. I don't listen to him every day, but sometimes you scrolling and there he is, little sweaty ass Al. just finished that workout. Guy's his little half glove things on, and his little phone, and his little headband, and little sweaty beads coming down, and yeah, that's Al in the morning, man. Not that Al that be on TV later on. This is unfiltered Al.
I'll suit it up.
Hey, I used to like Al. You know, you saw Al fat when he was in Malcolm X. People don't realize that. They forgot about Al being in Malcolm X.
I didn't forget.
Yes, he was. When there's a point where Denzel Washington playing Malcolm, Spike Lee is showing the literal soapbox.
Right, where he was standing.
Where all the different people from representing like the black church, the Muslims, all the different factions, the political, the religious, and they were all on either standing on like little ladders, or they're standing on soapboxes or whatever. And Al is one of those people. And as the camera goes around, it starts with Denzel, and it goes all the way around in a circle, and it gets back to Denzel. And Al is one of those guys, and he was fat with a Jerry fro.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Jerry curl. I didn't forget Al with the Jerry curl. And Al was out there marching and marching. He was one of those guys. Him, Jesse, Louis.
Yep.
That's the 80s and 90s right there, boy. Who boy? I think we need to have a revival of the 80s and the 90s, especially the 90s.
Well,
The 90s was sick.
what do you want to do?
No, I'm just saying, just a revival. Just bring it all back. Bring that shit back. Bring that shit back. We should bring it back.
Okay.
I did it the other night.
I'm down for it.
I was playing nothing but 90s music.
I know, I was all in.
I was jamming.
But I'm always all in for
The
90s.
ghetto basement DJ.
I'm always in.
Not in the basement
90s
anymore.
Music.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, but you know, when you listen to like the stuff that's out there today,
Oh, that's
some
when
of
you
it's
were doing
playing
the 90s hip hop.
yeah, because a lot of it's not. It doesn't. I don't know. There's something. It feels like something's missing. And it could be
It's the
the
consciousness.
lyrical content. No, I don't think so, because Lupe is out there, and there's a lot of other guys that are out there
Yeah, but
that
they
are
get-
conscious. That's not
Yeah, but they
consciousness.
get drowned out by.
No, because we all choose what we want to hear, so they don't get
yes.
drowned out. I get you on the radio,
Yeah.
but we're not listening to the radio.
Nope.
You know.
Really?
So since we're not listening to radio, if you're saying somebody's drowning out, that just means you made a choice not to listen to them. And today, I think in a lot of the streaming sense, everybody's making a choice not to listen to whatever.
Right.
You know, Katy Perry comes on, I'm changing the channel. No big deal. You know,
Right.
move on. So I guess when you think of it in those
I'm
terms,
like that with any mumble rap
Yeah.
bullshit.
when you think of it in those terms, you're talking about something else now.
I'm that way with trap music too, because I can't with the
I see. I
trap.
like some of it,
Some
but
of
I
it is
cannot. I can
okay,
only
but
listen
you
to it for a
can't-
certain amount of
You
time.
can't do an entire album of it. It's like
You need some
you can't-
variety.
Right, you can't do 12 songs of the same beat.
It's like EDM.
It's like, what's
Same
wrong
thing.
with you?
Yeah, no.
EDM, like if
No.
you're in the club and the club
No.
is banging and they throw on that one EDM song and you can still stay on the dance floor and you can keep dancing, and then they go back to the stuff that you were listening to before that brought you to the dance floor, whatever that happened to be for you. That's cool with me. But when they go, and a lot of DJs do this for some reason, I don't know why. It's like they get the party started and get everything hyped up with, say, 90s rap. You might get some Tupac in there. I mean, you get all kinds of other
Right.
stuff just all mixed in.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, then it turns into boom, 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 boom,
Right,
boom,
and then
boom.
the people
And-
start leaving the dance
Yeah,
floor.
but the DJ's up there dancing.
Right.
You know, it's like,
You're not
motherfucker, this
doing
wasn't
your
your
job.
party.
We
You're
had
getting
that-
paid to be here. We paid to be here.
When we were in
Yeah,
Thailand,
hell no.
it was awful. Like, that was probably the worst DJ when we went to the one club, It was probably the worst DJ I've ever experienced in my
Oh,
life.
I've had way worse.
I was like, dude, you played one song and the dance floor flooded. And the very next song, you went
killed
back
the
to the
dance floor.
bullshit you were playing before, and the dance floor empty.
But see, that's just in thinking about just like DJs and from a spectator's point of view, what you want to do is you want to dance, listen to the music that you like, of course, but you want that to last from the time you get there to the time you leave.
Yeah.
Even if it slows down or speeds up, you still want the kind of music.
Yep.
The problem that I think that young DJs have, that I've heard, is they want to play the hits, not realizing that the people that are there don't like 75% of the hits that you're going to play because they're not ever listening to those songs. They're listening to like maybe one or two genres, and they're not all mixed up in your club.
Right.
Because if that was the case, like for your example of the club, that floor would have emptied and filled because the people would have just switched positions.
And it did not.
And it didn't. It just emptied, and it was like one old person out there trying to dance with some young girl or something. I mean, it's just like one person.
Right.
That, oh, this is my jam. It's like, dude, sit your ass down. When everybody left, that was your cue. Go get a drink. It's time to get a drink. But see, here's the other thing. The thing that I always thought from the time that we were going to the teeny bopper clubs was the establishment makes no money on that DJ and those people dancing. The establishment only makes money when those people go back to the bar and buy Coca-Colas and mixed drinks or whatever.
Right.
That's where they're making their money. And of course the door. But that's their only way to make real money is you drinking. The only way I'm going to sit there and keep sucking down liquid refreshment is to need refreshment.
Yep.
And if I'm not dancing, then I can just nurse this bad boy for the rest of the damn night.
Right. My little $5 drink here is going to last me for the next 4 hours.
I have no reason to get another one.
Right.
You see, that's the thing, because it's not a bar. It's a club.
Right.
See, at the bar, you're expected to walk in, sit down, maybe sit there for 3-4 hours and get lots of drinks.
Yep. Food.
Because that's what you're there for.
Snacks.
You're there to drink.
Yep.
But at the club, you're there to dance. You're here to hear music, see other people, like people that you're interested in going home with that night, or dating, or getting to know, or meeting,
your friends.
You're doing. It's a social thing, but your main thing is really surrounded around the music.
Yep.
And when the DJ is bad, like I said at school every day this week, kill the DJ, man. DJ got to go. I would do a better job with my phone. You know what I'm saying? Just play what people want to hear. Don't play what you want to hear, because I'm honestly,
I want to hear what you want to hear.
that may not be the thing that your crowd wants to hear. And if you played let's say you got, let's you simplify it, EDM, hip hop, R&B, and pop, whatever's hot at the moment.
Yep.
If you play two of those and your crowd looks like they want to burn you at the stake, why would you go back to them when the party was jumping later in the night? Don't come back to that shit.
No.
Because why?
Even if you were like, okay, I don't know, so I'm going to try it, and nobody does anything, and then like people are giving you dirty looks or whatever, and you switch, and people react well to it, you already know that nobody was like another thing.
You know that, but the problem is, what if you liked one of those genres?
That's nice.
But that's what DJs do.
Yeah.
DJs do that all the time, where they're like, this is my jam, I'm going to mix this in with that. And then they do it, and the crowd reacts to it negatively, and now they're stuck with that song, and they want to hear it.
Yeah.
So you look up and you see the DJ back there dancing. Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, change
He's
change
jamming,
the song.
and we're all sitting here like,
change the song. You didn't help anybody by clearing out the dance floor like that.
Now it's time to go to the bathroom, get a drink.
Decide on the next club to go to.
Yep.
Because now we're not buying your drinks no more.
Nope.
I remember club hopping, and we used to be like, DJ shitty? Okay, well, let's go to the strip club. Why? Because the DJ is better.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Not kidding. We would ride all the way from St. Louis all the way to East St. Louis just to go to a little hole-in-the-wall strip club to hear the DJ.
Yep.
Not kidding. To hear the DJ. I mean, it was a little, I'm not lying. I mean, the place was tiny. Maybe the whole place had the total square footage of this house. The whole place. Just one flat, but the whole total square footage. And it was 2 little stages with 2 sad little girls on the stages. And the rest of it was the DJ.
Yeah.
They were more like go-go girls than strippers.
We used to go to the gay bar because the music's better, the atmosphere is better, the bathrooms are cleaner, and the drinks are better and cheaper.
Yeah.
And we didn't have to worry about getting hit on if we didn't. If that's not what we were going.
But yeah, I guess I don't know. When it comes to music, when it comes to being out, being with people, it's like I don't know. Something has changed. Like they're not going out. Like I talked to my students here, and they were like, "Oh, you need to dance with us." And I just looked at them and was like, "No, that's not a thing I'm about to do." No. And they were like, well, why not? And I was like, because we don't have the same purpose in our dancing.
Nope.
And they didn't understand that. And I was like, I come from a set of people, couple generations, that when we were dancing, it was all about getting the girl or getting the guy. I mean, that's the purpose for our dancing.
Yep.
If I was there is no other, I don't have another way of dancing with a 6th grader. No, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no, you just don't do that.
No.
You know, it's like what you see from places like Brazil, and they're out there dancing in G-strings and stuff. It's like it's not, for them, it's not necessarily sexual.
No, it's just dancing.
It's just dancing. But if they did that with somebody who was not from there, that person wouldn't know how to take those cues. Yep. And I just sat there and watched these kids, and they do these dances, today's dances, but they're not doing them appropriately, like to the music. So the music doesn't say do that thing.
Right.
But they do it, and then they feel like idiots because it's like, but what you're doing doesn't match the music you're listening to. It's like, you can't do, what's the one dance where they're like doing like this on one foot?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So they're trying to do that to like salsa.
Oh.
It's like, I'm sorry.
To...
But that doesn't work that way. You can't do that dance to that. It just does not work. And they kept trying to do that. They were trying to do it to 70s rock.
It's like trying to do a cumbia.
Oh wait, they were also trying to do it to disco. And I was just sitting there. I was like, guys, this is just not. Just none of what you're doing goes with that. I said, do it. I was literally trying to teach them. You do your dance to this music, and I'll show you. And they started doing it, and eventually they stopped, and they're like, yeah, I don't like this. It's like, yeah, because it doesn't go. You need today's music with today's dance. You try to put today's dance with yesterday's music, it ain't going to work. It ain't going to feel right because we weren't doing the same things in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Just the way people's bodies moved on the dance floor and how the music was making you act and react in those moments. On top of the gin and juice. I mean, come on now. No, I can't dance with y'all. Y'all little, man. Y'all young people, y'all don't know.
Listen, I remember being at my brother's wedding reception. Probably one of the best DJs I've ever had at a wedding.
Whatever.
At a wedding.
I don't know. I tend not to frequent weddings.
So,
so
Aaron is the only black man
representing
in the entire venue.
Representing TU, baby.
And he's out there dancing, having a good old time. And I'm sitting over with this table full of women. And they're like, ooh, look at that man. Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just sitting there like, ladies, you know he's married, right? Ooh, I don't even care. I'm going to go over there and see if I can get him to come back to my room. I was like, bitch, I will cut your ass. You have no idea.
I didn't get all this information at the time. That'd have been good information to know at the time.
And then my sister-in-law comes up and says, Karen, your husband has a whole group of fans over at this table. And I said, apparently he has a lot of fans at this table as well. And they were all mortified because they had been talking about my husband but didn't know that he was my husband.
I'm telling you, man, our dancing.
It's just not the same.
Like, I remember junior high school dancing. Junior high school dancing for us, it really wasn't about girls. It was about knowing the latest dances.
And showing off.
Right, showing off to your friends, being able to do latest dances. Okay, fine. But by the time we got to high school, then it was all about girls. It had no, I mean, you needed to know the latest dance steps.
Yeah.
But you had to put your own little spin on it.
Mm-hmm. Put your little flavor.
Yeah. And then, like I said, it was all about, basically it was all about dancing. And maybe this is what our problem was. It was all about dancing so that you'd have someone to dance with when the slow song came on.
Yes.
Because it was always like 3, 4, 5 fast songs and like 1 or 2 slow songs and then go back to the fast songs. They did that through the whole thing. But usually what happens is you were dancing, and if you hadn't made an impression on that girl, she went and found somebody else to slow dance with.
Yep.
And you was over with the dudes on the wall drinking some Coca-Cola or something.
Yep.
Huh.
You
You didn't want to be out there by yourself.
Listen, I can only
You can't be
envision
out there by yourself. Right.
Michelle on the stage in the cafeteria at school during school dance, and she's in this teeny tiny little black mini skirt doing the butt.
Doing the butt.
And I see it plain as day, and I just was like, what the hell is this bitch doing?
I know, but what's the big deal? What's the problem?
You could see all of her bits and bobs.
Yeah.
And back
That's
then,
why you wear the short skirt.
I was super hyper conservative.
Nah, whatever. That's what the
And
short
I
skirt
was
was
like,
for.
what is she do? Listen.
You wear the short skirt and then the butt comes on. What do?
You do
It might be an existential problem, but guess what? You bent your ass over and you did the butt. Now you might point your ass away from all them.
No, she did not.
All them eyes. You might do that, but guess what?
Most of them.
But that's why. But that's why we have biker shorts. Because even if you watch the video, everybody in there is in biker shorts with shorts on top. That was the time, so you could do the butt and all your shit wasn't hanging out.
Yeah, she didn't have the biker shorts.
See, biker shorts.
That's my best friend.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. The biker shorts, man.
That's how she works.
If you watch it, I think even Spike Lee is wearing biker shorts in Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
Because that's what you wore. You wore the biker shorts underneath your regular shorts, and then it didn't matter because the regular shorts were usually super
baggy,
and they were like that really soft fabric. Mm-hmm. So like even a guy in a jockstrap running in those shorts, you might, catch glimpses of his package hanging out or whatever because they, the bike shorts.
Lightweight cotton.
Yeah, they were really, really rayon or whatever. They were super lightweight stuff.
For the record, I've never once owned a pair of biker shorts.
Man!
Because nobody wanted that.
What do you mean? You didn't wear them by themselves.
But I didn't ever wear spandex ever.
No, but you wore biker shorts under your shorts so that you could do athletics and you didn't get any like the chub rub. You don't get any of that stuff because you had biker shorts.
I didn't have that.
Man, biker shorts are great.
No.
Like you wear your biker shorts.
There's that law, right? That says fat chicks shouldn't wear spandex?
No.
Oh, well, I've never been a
fat
thin
chicks
chick.
shouldn't be seen wearing spandex.
I've never.
If the spandex is under some shit, wear your spandex.
Look, I've always been a fat chick. Even when I was a multi-sport athlete in dances and whatever and musicals where I was dancing all the time, I've never ever been thin in my life.
Okay, so
no
you can
spandex.
still wear the biker shorts?
No.
Anyway, biker shorts are great. You wear your biker shorts underneath your short overalls.
Oh, for the love of the short overalls where you left the one thing.
90s, man, the 90s.
One leg rolled up, one leg rolled down.
No, you don't roll up nothing in those shorts.
Yeah, we did.
Shorts? Mm-hmm. No. Shorts were shorts. I mean,
that was the DOS Effects thing.
Nah, you might roll both up, but you didn't need to do one up and one down because that just wasn't comfortable. But yes, biker shorts under those. Because when you started dancing and sweating, denim don't feel good.
It really does not.
So then, but if you got them biker shorts on, you got protection. It's true.
It's part of the reason why they started making the wicking.
And that's why they
Pads.
wear them to race bikes.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the little shorts that they're wearing. Except theirs have a pad right in the crack of your ass, so that when you're sitting on that seat doesn't cause pain, because it will cause pain after a while.
Yeah.
And there's a pad built into the biker shorts.
Soccer players have a similar type short that goes underneath their soccer shorts, and sometimes they have a pad on the thigh, so if they slide, it's not going to tear their skin.
Oh yeah, the 90s. We need to have a 90s throwback. 90s throwback. I think I am a 90s throwback. Just me personally. I'm a man out of time. I should have been born earlier so I could have been live. I mean, all the way live in the 70s.
All the way live.
I need to be all the way live in the 70s. I'm one of them kids.
You need the TARDIS.
I can't go back now.
Or
Then I'd be the old man at the club thing.
We've seen that. That ain't.
That
cute.
ain't cool. With my church socks and my old man swag, that wouldn't be
Look,
it.
there
the
when
gold
we
toe.
The
back
gold
in the-
toe
Listen.
with the
sandals.
With the sandals.
back in my single days, there was this 90-year-old man who used to go to the club, and all the young girls. I wasn't a young girl. All the young girls thought it was such a
come
novelty,
on.
and they would
Really?
go dance with this old man.
That was so wrong to do.
I was like, I'm not going to dance with my grandfather at the club.
Stop.
Go shorty.
It's your birthday.
It's not nice.
Hell yeah. Telling you, man.
Go back that thing
back
up.
in the days when people like even the idea of guys dancing, that has kind of died. I mean, it died back in the 2000s. But 80s, 90s,
That was the thing.
it was, everybody was dancing. I mean, from LL, shit. Will Smith made his own thing, dumb dancing.
Yep.
Everybody was dancing. To go to the club and stand on the wall was like not a thing.
They made fun of you if you stood on the wall.
Yeah,
like
because that
Wayne
means you
Dexter.
couldn't get the girl. You couldn't even walk over and ask nobody to dance or nothing. You was getting turned down all
We'll
night.
tone low for you.
You were those guys in the house party that was standing there watching.
Yep.
Nah, hell no. Couldn't be that guy.
Nope.
You had to get out there and dance.
You
Got to get up to get down,
And you
people.
didn't want to be
Got
that
to get
girl
up to get
either,
down.
because that's the only way girls could get the guy. Really, is to go up there on the dance floor.
But see, girls could do something guys couldn't. They could dance with each other. And a guy could walk up to him on the dance floor and they could make a choice whether they want to dance with that guy or keep dancing with their girlfriend. And you might get turned down on the middle of the dance floor. It might just happen. But sometimes, the girls all go out and the guys would follow and they would break off into the little couples.
Yeah.
After the girls have gone out onto the floor. But yeah, it's a different thing. You gotta watch it. I'm telling you, you just gotta watch some of them 90s films. Mm-hmm. Those 90s films, you can see a lot of what happened and what we were listening to and dancing to. I mean, we didn't a lot of the music was very conscious and very party.
We didn't go to the club in stiletto heels and things
you gotta go to
can't
the club
dance
ready to
in.
get sweaty, man.
You go to the club ready to get sweaty.
I don't know how many times I walked into a club, literally walked in the front door, walked straight to the dance floor, like didn't even look around.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
walk in, walk straight to the dance
Every
floor,
week.
dance, and next thing you know, last call.
Yeah, every
Like,
week.
what the hell? I ain't even got no drink yet.
Yep.
Last call.
My sister and I would drive.
And get out. And
every-
leave dripping.
Dripping wet.
Dripping off your elbows.
Mm-hmm.
Dripping.
My sister and I would drive an hour away every Friday or Saturday night to go to the club.
That's only good if you don't drink.
I didn't drink.
Because that ride home is hell.
Yeah. I didn't drink. So we would drive and we'd walk in the door and go straight to the dance floor, and when the lights came on,
Came
we'd
in
go to the
door,
car
said
and
it
go home.
before. Telling you, man, 90s. We was educating Aaron on some rock cam the other night. Mm-hmm.
We still haven't really given him any
Little
special
Mom
ed.
Melody. That now we're talking about the heyday. Now we're talking about the what people today call the golden age. And I figured out I was reading something that was trying to define the golden age, and the golden age was somewhere starting in like around mid 80s to I think it stops like right around Snoop and Dre.
Huh.
It's a very small piece of time that they call the golden age of rap. I would extend that out through the 2000s because, or at least through the 90s, all the way to maybe 2000-ish, because that's when rap started to become, it like changed again.
Yeah.
Somewhere, and maybe it's not, maybe that's just
the evolution of it.
Yeah, maybe that's just the downswing. But yeah, what was happening in the 80s and the 70s, 80s, and 90s, 70s was kind of setting it up, 80s kind of was getting real good at it. And by the time they get to the 90s, it's like that you can hear, because we did that when we were listening to the symphony.
Yes.
And Big Daddy Kane, he didn't sound like everybody else. And he was the young guy. Right. So his sound essentially was what was being carried forward into the 90s after the symphony was done. And it became this very intricate lyrical style. Yes. But then beats were becoming like really not just instrumentals and a little bit of beat, but it was all beat. And these guys were really spending a lot of time trying to hone in on, and then you get up to like Timbaland. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So it's like going from, you know, maybe having an 808, but you're still playing it on top of a disco record. But then that disco record sort of goes away, and maybe you get little bits and snippets, or maybe you get just like a horn or something, and you get to Timbaland, who's doing now just changing everything about what beats could be, you know, and that's a big deal. I mean, if you think of it in those terms, that swing from the mid 80s through to like 2000-ish. Ooh.
I remember.
You can put on any of those songs and people dance to them.
I remember
and sing them.
Sitting and listening to like Special Ed and Kwame and Tribe Called Quest.
I am the Magnificent.
And then LL and then all of a sudden, like we've talked about this before, where I used to just go to the record store and just get a single of somebody I didn't know.
Under the cherry moon.
I would just go pick out an artist I didn't know, and I would buy the single, and if I liked the sound, then
single.
Yeah, the single tape.
Ah, there it is.
The tape, the cassette tape.
That's what I was waiting on.
Because you had
the single tape.
The one or two songs on the tape, and then on the other side it'd be all instrumental. So the tape. So I would go and buy the tape, and if I liked what I heard, then when I got my paycheck the next time, I would go and buy the whole album, the whole cassette.
Tape.
And that's how I found like Heavy D and Big Daddy Kane and some of the other ones that I really ended up like NWA. I really ended up liking.
Okay, but what time period are you talking about now?
91, 92.
Okay.
You have to.
So
remember,
you're like talking about like Peaceful Journey and.
I'm like Podunk Parma.
I know, but you're talking about Heavy D, not Mr. Big Stuff, but you're talking about the Peaceful Journey and. You're talking about later on.
Yep.
See, that's what I'm saying, and
because
depending on where you were in the country,
right.
That was definitely going to affect what you listened to and when you heard it.
Right, like Biz Markie and all that. Those are the kinds of
East Coast rappers.
Artists I found just by going in and saying, okay, I don't know this guy. I don't know this artist. MC Light. If I didn't know him, I would buy it. And then I might buy two if I could. and then I'd go home and listen to it if I liked them, and then I would go back and get it. Now, I did buy an Eric B. and Rakim,
Pump Up the
the
Volume.
whole entire album, because I liked the I Reminisce. And then when I got the album, I didn't like it.
I Reminisce. Oh, wait, you're talking about Mary J's song?
No.
Are you talking about Eric B. and Rakim?
I think so.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
I Reminisce? Eric B. and Rakim? I'm confuzzled.
Hold on. Yeah, because... Oh, no. Pete Rock and CL Smooth.
See?
Pete Rock and CL Smooth. I bought...
Steel Trap!
I bought that whole album because I liked that song.
Yeah,
And
that's that Pete Rock CL Smooth shit, though.
And I didn't like them.
What?
I didn't like that album.
What the hell?
But I didn't like the album.
What the... Man, I'm going to have to get divorced or
They
some
were
shit.
like-
You don't like Pete Rock CL Smooth?
I didn't like that album.
I don't wanna hear that.
I
I
like
don't
their
wanna hear that.
older stuff, but I don't like that album. So my boyfriend at the time was like, "What you mean you don't like this? What's wrong with
That's
you?"
what I'm saying. Pete Rock CL Smooth.
And I was like, "You know what? Here, you can have it as a gift for me.
I know. Here you go.
Here you go. It's all for you." Because I still had the single of I Reminisce.
I mean, I Reminisce was, I think, the biggest.
Or they reminisce over you.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
think that was probably the biggest hit off that album.
Yeah, that was the only one I liked in the whole album.
But I mean, that was the one that was the big hit. I mean, that was the one that would have been on the pop channel.
There might have been like two others I liked, but the album was not it.
But see, there's you know.
But that's how I found them. That's how I found the artist. And none of my friends knew who Pete Rock and CL Smooth were. None of them knew who Eric B. and Rakim were. None of them knew who the Roots were. None of them, because they're all a bunch of white kids. And
But see, that's what changed. That's what changed going from the 80s, 90s into 2000s and the 2010s. That's what changed is then everybody did know. And
Right.
MTV did not do a great job of letting people know new stuff.
No.
MTV did a good job of highlighting what was known already and bringing it to the country.
Sometimes on Yo MTV Raps, they would have new stuff.
They would have new stuff, but it
But
wasn't.
then
It wasn't like. It wasn't like the new
no.
cutting edge. Mm-hmm. Oh my God! You got to hear this single. There's no album yet.
Right. Like
It
I
wasn't
remember.
like that. That's what the DJs on the radio stations were still doing.
I remember getting a Ghetto Boys tape because I was like, oh, I like
Ghetto
NWA, so maybe I'll like the Ghetto Boys. I didn't like the Ghetto Boys,
Man, what?
but my sister loved them.
What? Yeah, how can you not like the Ghetto
Because
Boys?
they weren't what I thought they were gonna be.
What are you talking about? A little midget dude and everything,
I
shooting
know.
himself in the eyeball. Come on now.
Dumbass. No, so I gave that gave that album to my sister, and she really liked the Ghetto Boys. She bought
Man.
lots of their stuff. but-
Scarface. What?
No, sorry.
We're gonna have to have a talk.
Nah.
I'm telling you, man. There's so
There's
there
like
was
one or
so
two
many.
songs I liked, but then I didn't like the whole
And
album.
then Scarface did that song with Tupac. Man,
Oh, Tupac.
see what I'm saying?
I
What?
miss Tupac.
You feel left out, don't you?
Tupac had my heart at
Just
Brenda's Got
show
a
me a
Baby.
T-shirt. It's all good.
Yeah.
Just do like this. Anyway, but yes,
Bob Marley action.
I mean, I don't know. It's there's something. I mean, yeah. Like I just because we've got the Apple Music, and I figured I should start using it.
We've been paying
So
for it for like 3 years.
I got the new. What's her name? Nicki Minaj. And I want to hear what that was like. Her first like album or two, she was like way hip hop, but then I think it's like her Pink one or whatever, that third one. It's like she starts singing.
Why does she sing?
And
She should not sing.
She shouldn't sing.
Yeah, I don't know.
can't
I don't know
do
why
that.
she's singing. I don't know why.
I've seen.
Why can't see? And I guess I get.
She can't sing.
I know it's not. That's not the point though. The point is most likely for female rappers, if you look at them, their longevity is way short. They do
Unless
not
you're
last.
Queen
She didn't last very long. She was started singing too. She has a whole album where she's just singing essentially, and then she got on Quincy's album and she sang on that.
Missy doesn't sing.
Missy does sing. Missy writes for singers. She wrote for SWV and all those other people. What are you talking about?
Missy's just got everything.
But I'm saying Missy sings and raps. But if you listen, the only rapper that I know and I don't know all the female rappers, but only one that I know that was a bona fide rapper and she came out singing was Erykah Badu. She is the only one that is. It's like she's a rapper first. And she sings. And that's why when you listen to her songs, it sounds like she's more like Nate Dogg.
Yeah.
She's singing rap lyrics.
But
and
Erykah
she's doing
is
both
on
well.
she's on a different plane.
Yeah, no, but she's doing it.
She's
She's doing it very, very, very well. And she's like in her own space. She doesn't occupy
she doesn't care
any
about
one.
being in other people's spaces. And I think that's why I'm so drawn to her, not only as an artist, but as a person.
Kind of like Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, she just doesn't give a fuck. She just does her art, and she does her art
whatever that is for her at that moment. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And she's always evolving, and she's always growing, and it's just I love her as an artist.
But I mean, if you're looking at like today, you have a woman who is going to be a rapper. She either has to be too much like a guy to be recognized like woman. She's got to be like a guy. Like what's her name from Empire? What's her name? Keegan likes her. I like her.
Be something.
She raps on the early seasons of Empire.
Breezy?
Yeah, but that's not her name on Empire. But
that's her real name.
Right, that's her real name.
Okay, so I only know the
Frida.
real name because I've never
Yeah.
seen Empire.
Okay, you need to watch Empire. Anyway, I'm not even going to tell you, but Empire is worth watching because it's truly ridiculous. Now, when you see her, basically on there, she's more like a hard guy than anything any woman would ever be. And it's like, okay, that's fine, but you're just basically doing what has been done before by guys.
Yeah.
And women I still say women need to carve out this space in hip hop that I don't think they still have carved it out yet, that this is what we do. We do this, and I get everybody should be versatile because guys have had to be versatile.
Yeah.
But, if you had, like, say, the Fresh Prince could not do what NWA did. He never could do that.
No.
And nobody ever wanted him to do it. He carved out, like, this little space where him and Biz Markie and the Special Eds and the Polka Dotted Man, Kwame and all.
Yeah.
When all of those guys come together, that was the party music. That was the dance music. It was good times. There might have Kid and Play. There might have been a message in there somewhere, but mostly it was about that party. It was about keeping that party going and having fun. It wasn't heavy. It wasn't supposed to be heavy.
Right.
So they carved out that space inside of guy rappers. While at the same time, you had Public Enemy over there who was pumping their fists at the world.
Right.
And then you had NWA basically saying the same shit in a different way on the West Coast. So, okay, guys have already carved out their spaces.
Right.
Women still, from Salt and Pepper, MC Lyte, Real Roxanne, all the way Queen Latifah, and all the way to today, they come in.
Debrat.
They are. Debrat was, to me, she was like a girl who was basically sounding a lot like the guys from Chicago.
Yeah.
And then.
But then she went to prison, so her music ended.
No. That's not the problem. The problem was she could never be the woman that she was. It sounded like she was being held back. She was being kept from being whatever it is she was going to become.
From what I know,
and she was starting that first album where she stops wearing all the baggy clothes and she starts being a little more sexy.
Yeah.
That is the beginning of Nicki Minaj.
Yep.
That's where where you can be.
Yep.
I can be like hard as a rapper and say things that nobody else will say.
Well, Trina is probably the nastiest.
I know, but she was. Today, that space, she's not any, like, what she did then is nothing today.
When she came out with Luda and she did What's Your Fantasy, I was like, this is one nasty ass bitch.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell? Who is this and where can I find her album? And when I got back from North Carolina and I tried to find the Luda album and the Trina album in Michigan, they were not out.
Ooh, I couldn't tell you which album that is.
What's Your Fantasy
Yeah,
album?
I can't remember what album. It's like his second or third albums. Second or third album.
It's one of the early ones.
Yep. Boom, boom, boom. Give it to me now.
Yeah,
Give it to me now. Give it to me now.
I went in the music thing, like Keegan will play.
Incognito.
Oh.
That's the album released in 1999.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Keegan will play a song or an artist.
But that's Shauna.
What?
That's Shauna. That's what I thought. I didn't think that's not her. That's Shauna.
I thought Trina did a remix with Luda.
I don't think, maybe it's not What's Your Fantasy.
And I'll look up something that person has done, and like maybe I like the song or something, and then I'll go back through all of their albums and put all their albums in order in like a playlist from the earliest thing to the.
Yeah, he did a song with Trina. What's Your Fantasy?
What album is that?
I wonder if Trina, if that was that controversy thing where Shauna's voice is on there and it's
That
Trina.
was the LL.
No. It's happened more than once.
Because
Yeah,
LL,
because I remember, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Smith album, because I saw the concert, but in his Mr. Smith album, the doing it well, the woman who's singing it is not the woman who's on stage.
Yeah. Or in the video.
And the woman that's on stage is like, wow, holy shit, beautiful. And the woman who is singing it is a plus size woman.
Right.
Yeah, that's what happened to Missy.
Right. So.
Well, that's why Missy lost all the weight. So she.
But I mean, if you.
Happening there.
Women still in
there's-
hip hop need to carve out their own space. Because one of them might be a remix too.
There's a What's Your Fantasy remix featuring Trina, Shauna, and Foxy Brown.
Right. That's what I thought. It's not that first one that was on the album is the original version.
Well, when I was in North Carolina, I heard the one with Trina on the radio, and I was like,
that's North
"What the
Carolina.
hell? I need this shit."
North Carolina.
So then Petey Pablo, everybody. I drive back to Michigan thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna get this album."
See, it all goes in your head, don't it?
It wasn't even out yet in Michigan.
No, but
And it
listen,
had been
you
played
had
forever down south.
you had a light taste, like toast. You had a light
You
taste.
can make that your gamer tag for
You
everything.
need a light. You had a light taste of what I had experienced all through the '80s of being in the East Coast, getting new music. All like you could go to the record store and literally go to the wall of albums that were all new. That almost most of the albums didn't even have album art on them, and you would buy those albums and take them home and listen to singles or whatever. And it was new, and the record store had it, which meant then that within a very short amount of time, the radio station had it, and you could hear it on the radio as a first play type thing. Tell us if you like it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I would take those same things, because I had then bought the album or whatever, take it out to Michigan in the summertime, so it came out in the fall, take it out to Michigan in the summertime, and they still didn't even know what it was.
Oh, yeah.
If it was a new artist, they had no clue. If it was a new song by an old artist, they had no idea, and they were still rocking that old shit. And I did that all through the 80s.
Yeah.
And so, you got a taste of it, but the other side of that is, before, what was it, Def Jam South?
Yeah.
Before that, all the Southern stuff was only in the South.
Yeah.
It wasn't anywhere else, and it was only basically being circulated around the black colleges in the early 90s. Because we were stepping to it, or it was at the parties. It was the DJs were pulling it around, or whatever. That it never left the South. So when Outkast's first album comes out, and all that dirty South stuff. I mean, Virginia wasn't even on the map yet.
Right.
You were talking Atlanta essentially.
Yep.
It was all Atlanta, and then you had before that, way down south. Two Live Crew was in Miami, so they were like detached from the rest of the world. Right. Yes, you got some of their crazy songs or whatever, but it was still, they were way over there.
Hell,
nobody was going down there listening to that
When
stuff.
you and
but
I
the
went to
people that were there-
Tuskegee in 2008, they were doing the Cupid Shuffle at the party we went to, and that shit didn't hit Michigan for another 3 or 4 months. The
Yeah, but
song wasn't even out.
Yeah, but remember, you're talking about West Michigan.
Yeah.
And lots of stuff comes to West Michigan rather late.
Right, because it'll hit Detroit first.
Yes, because
but
it'll go to
then
Detroit first.
it'll take months and
Yes.
months and months or a year.
To work its way from Detroit
Yeah.
to Lansing to Kalamazoo to Grand Rapids.
Yep.
Very different world because,
Because I remember when the song came on the radio the first time, I was like, hey, and I'm singing along, and I want to say that I was with your cousin's wife, and she's like, you know this song? I'm like, yeah, it was playing at the, house party we were at in Tuskegee.
yeah. I mean, I guess it's always been that the crowds, the college crowds, probably heard things earlier because the DJs could take risks with that crowd that they couldn't take risks in, say, a larger venue. So in those smaller parties, I mean, we used to have Thirsty Thursday parties. I don't know how much new music we heard, but we probably heard a lot of it.
Right.
Because think about it. If somebody just throws it on, if the
Here
crowd
was the
responds to it and they keep dancing, you keep letting it play. If the crowd is like, this is kind of shitty, then you just mix into the next song that you know is going to be the hit. And we used to get that all the time.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's why I like DJs so much is because they were feeding off the crowd. They were listening to the crowd while they were performing. And their performance was being able to mix those songs together and then being able to maybe put in some turntablism or something into the song that wasn't there that made it their own performance. But for us, I mean, yeah, we got new, old. I mean, I don't know how many times you'd be sitting there and all of a sudden you'd hear Michael Jackson's "I'll Be There" just coming out of the song somewhere,
Right.
just because they just felt like mixing it in there. But then they never played the song, and they just, it was that
a little Prince mixed in.
Yeah, it was that
Nine Inch
performance.
Nails
It was-
inside the Prince.
It was definitely performance of those guys, and that has still stayed, that live performance aspect. But the idea of just not doing whatever you want to do up there, but the idea of doing what you want to do so that the crowd stays right there with you dancing, that's a skill.
Yeah. Well,
Because you can kill a crowd with just one song.
The only way I get new music now are Aaron and Keegan.
Why? You've got the same Apple Music I do.
I do.
You can go out there and download those songs just like I do.
Listen to anything. That's all.
Whatever. You've got the Ninja Sex Party thing, and
Ninja
like,
But I don't.
That's a quiet ass party.
Yeah. But
That's like getting ass without
Keegan-
anybody knowing you get
Keegan
ass.
will say, like, I'll get like new
Sneaking up
reggaeton.
on the ass.
I'll get new reggaeton because I like that genre of music.
Yeah, but reggaeton is nothing but Spanish NWA.
I know, but I'll get because
Yes, it's Spanish NWA. It's Latin merengue salsa NWA. They are talking. They are doing exactly what NWA did. They are talking about their world, their environment, everything that goes on in their world to a kick-in ass danceable beat, and they're being honest about their reality.
If you don't know about reggaeton, go to YouTube.
Do that shit.
Go get it. Go to Apple Music
all I
and
gotta
just
do
type
is-
in some reggaeton.
Isn't Don Omar reggaeton?
Who? Did you say Don Omar?
The two guys that are in Fast and Furious that are always arguing with each other. Those two guys are music artists. I think they're both reggaeton.
Yeah, I think so. Because
Both of them.
Isn't some of their music
In the
movies?
yes, of course it is.
Demi Lovato actually does a couple of songs with a really, really popular reggaeton artist.
That's nice.
And as soon as I heard that song from her latest album, I went and looked him up because I liked his sound and downloaded his whole entire album. But
Yes, reggaeton's first breakout star and one of its most versatile artists, Don Omar.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Both of those guys. The other one sounds more like a New York rapper. And in the movies, in Fast and Furious, they're always together. I'm telling you, man. The stuff that they're complaining about here is because they're Mexican and they don't want what we had been listening to in the 90s to invade what they're doing now. And they're watching their kids grapple on to what we were listening to in the 2000s and the 2010s.
You're the one that told me to download Straight Outta Oz.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
so?
that's just because because I knew you liked Todrick Hall.
I do like Todrick
And me
Hall.
and Keegan listened to it and then watched that hour-long thing that he did where it's the entire album. It's like an hour-long music video where all of the songs on the album are in there.
Luis Fonsi. Ozuna. I really, really, really like Ozuna. And if you've heard the new Cardi B, Selena Gomez song, Taki Taki, he's the guy in it.
Okay.
I like him a lot. I like his style.
Tego Calderon. He's the other one. I'm telling you that this is, like I said, they are what we see now from the parents and the teachers at this particular school with these students. What we're seeing is the same reaction that we got in the 90s to the music we were listening to.
Because they made a big deal out of it the first day of orientation.
Mm-hmm.
You can't play reggaeton in the classroom. And I'm like, but I like reggaeton. And the teachers were like, gasp, you like reggaeton? And I'm like, yeah, you
It's like
dance to
it's our music.
It's the best stuff to do your exercise to because you can't stop moving your body.
Our music. It's the music from the 90s. It's the stuff that we were listening to with a Latin flavor. I mean, it's literally what I was take away the we're going to be nice and we're going to speak nice to everyone, and you take all that out of there and layer in reality speech on top of a beat that makes people want to shake their ass and get the girl and go home and have lots of sex that night. Guess what? That's the fucking 90s.
It is.
That's our world of music that has now been transported over to Mexico, especially to the rest of Latin America, where that is it's always been there.
Yeah.
It was just it needed to be in the back corner because you couldn't have that out loud, just like we couldn't have it out loud in the 80s.
Yep.
In the 80s, people barely cursed on their albums. Mm-hmm. It was like here and there.
And then we get
fuck the
police.
Well, it was like a PG-13 movie where you could have like one word, but you couldn't have any more after that.
Yep.
That's what we got in the 80s. When the 90s comes along and you get NWA, all of a sudden the whole world changes.
Yep.
And even people like Run DMC start cursing more. You get people like
LL starts
LL.
cursing.
Well, LL kind of.
He did.
LL was always in battle rap mode, I would say.
Yeah.
So he would use whatever he needed to use for the person in front of him.
Yeah.
But he couldn't use that all that much with Kumo D because Kumo D, to me, a better rhyme writer than LL. I think LL is a much better rhyme deliverer than Kumo D. And he was, there's an age difference there.
Yeah.
But Kumo D was coming with like real poetry. I mean, he was like, it was like a higher level kind of poetry. And LL was coming way more from battle rapping with his friends in the streets. I mean, it's a totally different idea. I mean, Chuck D, there was an interview back in the day where he was talking about the fact that, he wasn't really a battle rapper. He didn't come from that.
No.
I think before he got with Def Jam, he was running a radio show. He was on the radio with Flavor Flav. They were doing it at their university or whatever. Not the same idea. He was thinking more about, like say bigger ideas and then having those ideas in a poetic way inside of the music. And yes, you have to take time and write that down. There is no coming off the top of the head with that unless you're like a phenom like Biggie or Lil Wayne. Whereas, this shit just literally comes off the top of their head, and you're like, where does that even come from?
Well, let's see. Kumo D started in 1977.
Right, because he's part of the Treacherous Three.
Right, and LL didn't start until 84.
Ho, ho, ho! Ho, ho, ho!
Open up your door.
Open up your door.
Yeah, so LL didn't start until 84.
Don't see the doctor.
I
Dang it.
I
Why
go to
do
work.
you do this to me? Why? This is unnecessary.
Those are the days, man.
Yeah.
The basketball.
Yep.
You forgot the basketball?
No. I didn't.
We playing basketball?
No, I didn't. I didn't forget that.
Little Curtis Blow?
He's in the hip hop evolution thing.
Yes, he is, because
Curtis Blow.
he's like the biggest thing
saw
that
him for
happened
free.
at that time. Yeah.
You were like 4 months old when we saw him for free.
Basketball is my favorite sport. You know that he made that song before Michael Jordan got to the league. Michael Jordan was still in college when he made that song. Because he says it at the end of the song if you listen to the whole thing. He talks about Michael Jordan.
Wow. I didn't realize that LL had released 13 albums.
Oh, yeah. I think his last album is called 13, ain't it?
Exit 13.
There you go. But the best one is The GOAT.
No, his 12th album is Exit 13.
What's
And
The
then
GOAT?
he's got the 100 greatest artists.
What's The GOAT?
What number is it?
Yeah. What's The GOAT? Love The GOAT. I love that
yeah.
album. Love that album.
I think one of my favorites is the Mr. Smith album.
Yeah, I wasn't into the Mr. Smith album.
Oh,
I like the first two.
The GOAT was released in 2000. And that was...
The GOAT. When he comes back at what's his name? Cannabis.
It
Can
debuted
I
at number
bust?
1 on the Billboard charts and went platinum.
See, that was the fun part about rap, was when there was a beef that nobody died in. Cause
The GOAT
we
was
had,
his 8th album.
we had
Cannabis.
beefs. Well, we didn't have beef. We had competition, right, between rappers, and they could compete, but nobody died. And then
Right.
you could come back the next week, and you could challenge that guy again, and maybe you get better, maybe he kicks your ass again.
Yep.
That
That's
that
how it
was
works.
rap. That's what rap was, man. That was rapping.
Yep.
I mean, rapping before there was the music and the hip hop, and rapping, it was just being cooler than that next guy.
Yep.
You know, crowd response, and the crowd be, ooh, you know, if you get a couple of those in there, and next thing you know, everybody gonna look at you like the winner kind of thing.
Yeah.
Man,
Who's
Cannabis was.
Oh, hold on. Let me pull up.
Cannabis was, I think, brought out by Wyclef, and Cannabis sort of came out like LL came out. Cannabis tried to do what LL did. LL came out, and he looked at all the old rappers and basically pointed a finger in all their chests and said, I'm better than all of you. I am the guy. I'm better than all of you. And then all of them sort of reacted, right? And the one that reacted the loudest to me, Kumo D. And he's the one that was kind of like that voice for quite a while that said, wait a minute, young kid.
And he's from Jamaica.
We've been doing this for years. Right. You can't be better than all of us. Okay.
Because he's my age.
So basically you come through time. That's where LL starts. He starts battling against everybody before him. Well, Cannabis tried to do the same thing, but he chose LL. It's like, of all the people to choose to go after, I get, you have to unseat the people at the top of the pyramid, but maybe you don't go that high. Maybe you just go a little bit lower, work your way up to them a little bit, or maybe you just do your own thing and just be better.
This man
Right.
was just...
If you're just being better, that's all good. But Cannabis attacked LL for whatever reason, whatever personal reasons, I don't know. He did.
I don't think there was a personal
No,
reason.
there was something because
he was 18 years old when he
I
did
know,
this.
but there was stuff between his mom and there was all kinds of stuff going on there behind the scenes. So LL really again the light died.
Now it's dark.
Sorry, people. The light died. Anyway, so
That's what happens in Destiny.
he goes and he makes these songs that's talking about LL, and LL doesn't respond. He doesn't say anything. And I think he starts with, because by then he's like acting way more. And his albums are coming out, there's more space between each album.
Yeah.
So he is like, now people are like, why are you, now you got a groundswell of people being like, dude, you can't let this,
right.
you can't let this happen.
You need
Yeah.
to do something.
So on the GOAT, he has the song where he responds to Cannabis, and it's what 4 or 5 minutes of LL and no hook and no chorus, and it's just him literally going after this guy. As far as I'm concerned, Cannabis died then.
Yep. He's released 13 albums though.
Who?
Cannabis.
Man, please.
I don't know one of them.
That's what I'm saying. To me, maybe he had a following, but he was okay in a couple songs, but he was okay as like the side guy.
It's called Ripper Strikes Back. That one?
I don't think so.
It says LL Cool J Ripper Strikes Back Cannabis Diss.
Yes, but he did something that wasn't like on an album, and then he did the song that's on the GOAT. I think it's called Can I Bus? And then, but I mean, it's just, rap has changed. Rap has gone from
there's two of them,
I'm gonna go and stand in front of you, because you saw it with the thing that's on YouTube now, where Samuel L. Jackson.
Oh, I haven't
rap.
watched those.
I forget what they're called. Do you know what
The
they're
rap
called?
battles.
Yeah, that's what rap was.
Oh.
Where you stood there and that guy got
Those
the mic
things
and
are
you
so
got the mic
fun.
and you had to battle your way through. A great
They did
way to
that on
see that
Empire.
is in 8 Mile. 8 Mile is a great place to see that dynamic
They did
happening.
that on Empire. Frida and Hakeem.
Yeah, but it's only a moment, and there's all this other stuff there.
Yeah.
When I'm talking about is somebody who spends all week long trying to get their rhymes right, and then going to a rap battle and standing there waiting and being matched up with somebody, and then now having to spit their rhymes against that person. And sometimes you might spit something that is from what you were thinking about in the week, and sometimes you got to be in the moment talking about that person and their name and who they are, because you didn't know who you were going to be battling necessarily when you got there. So that kind of thing, the coming, what people call coming off the dome, that thing, that's what defined a lot of rappers. That's what Rakim was talking about, is being able to sit back and be like, when I'm done, none of y'all gonna be talking no more. It's gonna be over. Drop the mic, set it on fire, let it go. There's no point once I'm done. All right.
All this beef between LL and Cannabis started because Cannabis wanted to get LL's tattoo, and LL told him, no, you gotta get your own.
I don't understand. Get your tattoo?
He said, I like your tattoo, I want to get one just like it. And LL was like, no, man, go get your own tattoo, something for you. And then he was featured on one of the songs on his, on the Phenomenon with Redman, and LL didn't like his verse because it was going after him after the whole tattoo issue. And so that's how it all started, was because LL was like, no, this is represents me, get something to represent you. And the kid was like, no, I want that one, I'm going to get that one.
No, what does it matter? It's a tattoo. Of all the things to matter, you go get, if I get a smiley face tattoo, I'm going to walk around telling everybody they can't get a smiley face tattoo? I mean, really? Really? Anyway.
Yes, but you're talking as somebody who has a matching tattoo.
No, it's not about matching. It's about the idea that tattoos could be, as far as the world of tattooing, you like your M&Ms, you've got your M&Ms on your cup, right?
Yep.
If you took this to a tattoo artist, they could do this for you, but that's going to then go in the book, right?
Right.
So that goes in the book as a tattoo that they did. Somebody comes in later on and says, I want that tattoo. What are you going to do? Tell them no?
Yep.
Nah, man. You're going to sit there and be like, all right, I had it first.
Enjoy yourself.
I know. You want that.
Yeah,
do
I've
that
had
shit.
people say, because I have the big one on my back, I've had people say, oh, I really want that. Okay. I have 9 hours and this damn thing isn't finished. So
I think it's time to get it finished.
you want to go ahead and get it done, feel free. I don't care.
Mine's done.
Because it's not going to be the same as mine. It's going to be a different artist. It's going to be, your body is shaped different. It's not the same.
All right. That's it. Let me get the paper.
Because I have things I have to do.
Got a couple pages. All right.
You were quiet this one.
I had nothing to say.
That's how I feel about video games.
All right, here we go. If you want to find us on the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, or Spotify, you can find us at The Traveling Fars. If you want to find us at Twitter or Instagram, you can find us at Traveling Fars. If you like to email, travelingfars@gmail.com. And thetravelingfars.blueberry.net is the blog space. No E's in the blueberry.
Check out the blogs, Facebook.
So far, we can still take more.
Yeah,
We have a few more days. We still have a few more days, so keep them coming, keep them coming, keep them coming. All right, say goodbye to people.
Bye, people.
Peace!
Bye.
You have to, like, turn it off.